All right, question number 6 wants us to sketch the graph of the polynomial function. Now this one is different than the ones we've done before, being that it's not in standard form, it's in what we call factored form. So we have g of x equals negative 1/2 x plus 5, the quantity x plus 5, and then we have times x minus 1 squared, and then we have times the quantity x plus 2. Now when it's in factored form, we have to count the number of x's that we have, and that will tell us our degree. So this represents 1x. This term is 1, but it's squared, so we're going to add 2 x's. So I got 1 plus 2 more is going to give me 3, plus 1 more is a 4. So my degree is 4. So it's a 4th degree polynomial. That's an even number. The leading coefficient right here is a negative 1/2. So that means the endpoints are going to be going down toward negative infinity. Okay. So I have a graph that does something in the middle, but it's going to be going downward on both endpoints. And you got to count the x's because it's in that factor form. So that being the case, we have a, b both going downward to infinity, and now we want to look at the zeros. So I can kind of see where those zeros are, and then we can see where these zeros are as well. So let's talk about finding the zeros. It's already in factored form, so all I have to do is take each of these linear factors and set them equal to 0. So here's the thing we're looking for. When it's an odd number, which is 1 is an odd, this is 1, that's an odd, this is even, this one should touch. So at this axis is going to touch because that's an even power on that 0. So if I take x plus 5, set it equal to 0 and solve, it's going to give me x equals negative 5. So the graph is going to cross at negative 5. That's one of our zeros. If I take x minus 1 equals 0 and I add 1 to both sides, I get x equals 1. The graph is going to touch and turn around at 1. And then if I say x plus 2 equals 0 and I subtract 2, it's going to give me x equals negative 2. And it's going to cross here as well. So if I were to just do a rough sketch, say negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then positive 1. So we know both endpoints are coming down. So we got negative 5 will be here. 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. So that's negative 2. And then this is positive 1. So it looks like our graph is going to be coming up from the bottom. It's going to cross, it's going to come down, it's going to come up and touch at 1 and go back down. Okay, so something like that is what we're looking for. And the one that matches that goes up and comes back down looks closer to B. And if we count, again, these tick marks look like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if we're looking at negative 5, this is 2, this is 4, this looks like right between 4 and 6, so that would be 5. That would be 2, so negative 2. And then that looks like it's touching at 1, so that's between the first tick mark, which is counted by 2. So that's the one that best matches the information we have.